But FURIA, they've stood tall, they've backed them up, and Secret are having to rethink a little bit here. But I tell you what, Des, that's going to help them do some thinking. Noah finds a third.
He's just completely sliced off this sort of like left-hand side of the map now. So Mask's wall, where Savage is around Mez, for example, it's all in Secret's control. And I love this. The plant's getting lined up, but they've got a glass on the other side of the Mask's wall that isn't open, mind you, but enough that they can see in towards sight here. With Noah going down though on those stairs, that's a problem. Savage has got to make a play happen, but two players have bunched up here to deal with this shield. He can't easily go forward and challenge one. They might be a little bit stuck here, Tim. It's 2 versus 2. They've still, of course, got to get Klaus back to join them, and Joom, who's had a pretty poor tournament so far, has got to make an impact.
This is his moment. He's managed to just maneuver himself around here. The plant actually was going down. Savage was trying to secure it, but when Nid takes him down, this really stacks the chips against Joom. He's taken out.
Can start moving a bit quicker now. There's only 3 players left on this side of FURIA, but it's at this point where the team has got to get themselves lined up. But what you've really seen from Secret is a very spread out attack, players in all kinds of locations, and it's keeping FURIA guessing on what's going on. Really suffocating play. And they're in.
Morgan's just looking to get aggressive now, moving towards sight on the back of Savage's kill, but once again FURIA stand up pretty well. 1v2. The problem they've got is KZ, low health and off-site. Opportunity for Noah to potentially put this diffuser down. That's exactly what he's going to start to do. Gives it a little tickle but backs off, but we start seeing the value of those Deimos scans. A 1v2 and you're tracked as well. KZ has really got it stacked up against him. Nitro goes out and gets him. No, that's Mowgli taken down, but Noah finds the trade after putting the diffuser down, and what a start Noah has had to this one.
But with 3 players up top, it's not easy to do. Savage, taking the time on that distraction, has pushed his way in here, needs to win out this fight. You can't be losing it, no! Adrian's there for an assist. Mowgli finally up top, walks away with a kill. Sure, Casey gets one back, and that's sight for now, at least sacrificed, but 2 players have dropped in. They've got it, Tim. It's hell versus heaven at this point. The 2 from above, the 2 are on the site itself. They're not going to be able to stop it, Tim. This one's going down.
This is the problem. FURIA have put all their eggs in the vertical basket, and it's not paid off for them, Des. They haven't been able to stop the plant, and now they're on the back foot. They're above. They've got to fight their way back into sight, and if anything, they're now doing the job of the attacker, trying to get themselves established. Mowgli knows this. He knows that they have to either drop a hatch or play down the stairs. He's waiting for it, but he loses his fight. Felipox comes away with a kill somehow. Adrian picks up KZ. We go into a 1 versus 1. Adrian finds him through the soft wall. Absolutely beautiful.
It's very heavily east side focus, and Adrian carries on now. 5 kills in a row he's found himself, but the team is starting to move their way forward.
KZ will pick up Joom, leaving us 4 versus 4. Candela's about to go in, but Savage rethinks it, repositions, and sends one in from elsewhere. Felipox manages to pick up Noah, but the diffuser's going down. Secret have been playing the objective game so well so far today, Des, and that's going to be another success for them. They have the lines that they need to support, but can they hold on to it in the post plant? That's going to be the big question. 1 kill goes either way. FURIA 3v2, so they're on top in terms of numbers, but can they fight through the Secret defences?
Mowgli's missed there as well. He had the long angle from up on highway. The diffuser's going down. You've got Adrian coming from the top, but the cover is there. FURIA have seen this one a few too many times. They know what's coming. And again, play out a end of round scenario on that top floor excellently.
Sometimes we see players go even crazier. Sometimes we see them really settle down in the second half. But right now, they're going to be very happy with his performance. Finds himself 7-3 and continuing to look unstoppable. We've got Felipox and KZ still trying to work together. We saw this last time from FURIA. They really wanted to hold this site from above, so much so that KZ ended up in a 1v2 whilst still above, and a lot of work for him to do. He wasn't able to win it out. Nade does manage to win out against Savage. Finds another one onto Noah. That's big. Nade and Mowgli then trade each other. That's a huge triple for FURIA from Nade, just when they needed it most.
Absolutely. A great way to shut this round down as it is. Unless Joom could pull off something magic, and I was going to say, as we've always said about his tournament so far,
do they have the angles that they need to prevent a diffuser going down?
I mean, Hertz is off in Narnia right now, needs to get himself back towards sight, and JB, I think, he's going to play for the verticals, so largely the same as before, Tim, as you say, is give away that control and just say, fine, you want to try and play for it, then we'll try and play for the verticals. Are you out?
That's
Look at that! Saves off in Narnia, Tim. They had no idea that he was out there. A huge 2K on the flank, finally traded out by Mowgli, but the damage has been done. JV and Philippos could clutch this, and there's one of the 2 kills they need.
Secret just haven't controlled the flanks well enough. They've put the track stingers out there. They've thought that it was enough, but even with the gunfire taking them out, they haven't responded to those players that were going to hit them on the flanks. And now Noah 1v1, time ticking down, low health, nothing he could do. Go for Adrian now has been tracked, but again he's holding on well, but he's not. He's only holding on to a nade that KZ sent in. Beautiful kill from the Deimos. Mowgli goes down as well, and FURIA, they are hitting the gas pedal, Des. They are finding some momentum on attack.
So well played by KZ with that nade to force Adrian down the stairs into his waiting, loving embrace. And with that, Mowgli also falling on site, it's all starting to fall apart. But Joom's found at least one for himself. Down into a second, actually, Philippos hits the deck. Will probably get himself pulled back up here. Joom is underneath, no C4 in hand, I don't believe. In fact, it wasn't in his hand, Tim, because it was on the ceiling. Gets himself a second into a 2 versus 2. Herds, so there is no one anywhere near him. Both players coming up from Rocket here. They win one. Herds has got to go massive.
Manages to get the diffuser down, a point in his credit at least, but doesn't know exactly where he's being pushed from. Joom has waited for a big round, and he's delivered when Secret needed it.
First call coming out from the Dokkaebi. I spoke wax lyrical about this operator all the time and how valuable she can be in the right hands. Teams that know how to push forward as a unit when that call comes out are the ones that you tend to see being really successful. Look at Falcons across the last year.
Oh,
is a golden example. Mowgli has been slammed. Joom falling by the wayside. Philippos on a little bit of a tear here, Tim. Picking up 2 for himself. No Ram being brought down early here, Tim. It's the Ram that's doing the slamming.
Secret has a great round in round 7, and then it all seems to fall apart quickly as FURIA coming to A, wipe 3 of them out, and you're now in a position where you feel like the round is almost done. Philippos manages to get a 3rd, cutting down Noah. 5v1, Adrian with it all to do. He's been having a decent day, but I tell you what, this is a real ask. 1v5, not only 1v5, but against FURIA. He's battling left and right, front and back, but he just cannot find a kill, cannot buy one there.
Happening on our other game over on the B stream, BDS have beaten KAG Osaka 7-2 on Lair, Tim, the very same map, winning 5 of their attacks. A real dominant performance from BDS. Of course, now a very different roster, and KAG not quite putting up the numbers they needed to be able to hold on. But now they're back into this game. It's looking like it's cooking, Tim. Secret in a 3 versus 2, but clock is running down, which might make this a little bit easier for them. They've still got smoke to play behind as well. Pushing as they might. JV finds one. Philippos another. Can they start getting the diffuser down? He's nowhere near the site itself, and that one's done. But no one now. It could be a bit of a 3v4 and waiting to be lined up. With that vertical play being done by KZ as a remark, this is where now FURIA start lining up for an execute, knowing they've massaged some of these Secret team players around, moved them away, and now it's all on nailing that blitz to get the diffuser down.
Yeah, and despite opening Mask's wall, they're now moved across to that B plant. They've got the R6 room wall open, they've got the smokes down, they should be in a safe position here. JV can hold the cover, is going to do so, takes down Noah, and this is the kind of execution I wanted to see. Joom's dropped below to try and deal with KZ again, but it might be too little, too late, as KZ finds the kill, the diffuser's down, and FURIA surely lock this out in a 4v1. Adrian low health, he's having the kitchen sink thrown at him right now. Nade will find the final kill, and FURIA put themselves on to match point.
It's all well and good saying that, but it can be very hard to do against a team of this caliber, and they've got those Dokkaebi calls both cooking up.
Mid-floor battles are going to be really important this time around. We can see that FURIA are not really stacking up like they did last time. Much more focused direct to site. This time they want those verticals. They know how important they are. So it's another one where if Secret, as you say, can win those couple of fights, they could get themselves a real advantage. Herds manages to find Noah, but not before Mowgli had been able to take down KZ. So kind of even Stevens at the minute, and Secret are holding on to the mid-floor, which is what is important. Adrian traded out after picking up JV, but here come FURIA. It's 2v2. This one is anybody's. There's Savage, though, after a quiet game, cannot get loud when needed, and FURIA close it out, claim themselves another 2 bullets, move on to 12, and keep themselves at the top of the table for now.